You're watching TOON Army TV. So in this video, I want to talk about the Newcastle United takeover collapsing. As I speak, it's Thursday, the 30th of July 2020, and the news that we all got on Sky Sport around 3:30, 4:45, was that the Newcastle United takeover by the PIF, the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, has pulled the plug on the deal. Now, there is a statement or a joint statement from the PIF, Amanda Staveley and the Reuben brothers, and their regret in the whole situation and why the club didn't get its takeover and they didn't take full control from Mike Ashley. There will be articles everywhere where you can read, but I just want to give my opinion and just say right now that yes, it is a sad day for the club. It's a dark day for the supporters, knowing that Mike Ashley's going to be there next season. But what I will say is, with what's going on right now, and with this whole takeover saga, it's been going on for a good 17 weeks now. The Premier League, have been in discussions, of course, with the PIF. There's been talks amongst themselves to try and get a deal done with the Premier League agreeing. Now isn't the right time to be throwing finger pointing at the Premier League, Richard Masters, or finger pointing at the PIF. There's no point finger pointing at anybody right now. We need to know the full facts if they come out in the next couple of weeks, rather than judge. I understand it's frustrating. Mike Ashley's been here for 13 years and the club will continue to finish mid-table to relegation unless we see a U-turn from Mike Ashley and spending more money and building up the squad and maybe improving on Steve Bruce, the manager, at this moment in time. Everybody had hope on the takeover. I'm not going to lie. When the takeover rumours came out around April, I had a couple of months of positivity thinking, yeah, this could happen. But then around June time, on the 1st of June, I decided, nah, this is not going to happen. Not because I don't want the takeover to happen, but it's been dragging on for longer than it should do. Other clubs have had takeovers done within the space of a month. This one has been going on for nearly 4 months. And this takeover with the PIF has had nothing but problems along its route of trying to buy Newcastle United. There's been background talks with the investigation of murder. There's been talk of piracy, funds. We don't know the full facts. Now, of course, we don't want to mix in with politics because, we're an everyday football club. We're an everyday supporter. We love the club. We want to see it be successful. We didn't want to be dragged into the murder investigation, allegedly, or the piracy issues, allegedly. We just want to see the club out of Mike Ashley's hands and take him forward in the right direction. And now that the takeover isn't going through, I'm not really shocked. I don't feel like I don't feel any emotion because I seen it coming. It was only if and when this announcement was going to be made, and it's being made now. But what I will say is we've got clarity. There's nothing we can do. They've pulled out. There's no point crying over it for weeks on end, because if you're a true supporter of the football club, then you'll go back next season. Now, of course, there's fans who say they don't want to go back next season because all there's going to be is mid-table, relegation, a cup run, and that's about it. But the die-hard Newcastle fan will go back and support the club. Now, I will be going back next season, regardless of what anybody says, and people will come out and say, well, you're the problem. Why did you boycott last season if you're not going to boycott the season coming up, if this is the case and the club is still in the hands of Mike Ashley? But at the end of the day, I have my own opinion on how I've seen the whole takeover saga and how, I support this club. At the end of the day, it's all about getting behind the lads and getting behind Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce, yes, is going to get a lot of criticism. And, of course, some of the decisions that he was making last season were fantastic. But then we can't start throwing digs at him for next season because the takeover hasn't gone through. If the blame lies, it goes to Mike Ashley's door, not Steve Bruce. He's the manager. The lads don't need it. Yes, we don't have the best side. Yes, it's mid-table. That's about it. That's the quality that we've got. And players will come and go. We will end up losing some of our better players, but you can't be shocked because that is the way Mike Ashley runs Newcastle United. We are going to lose ASM. We are going to lose Almiron. When that happens, I don't know. And yes, we do need the takeover to move forward, but if you've seen all the other takeovers gone by in the past, they've all failed. You can talk about this takeover being as close as you like, but until that line has been signed and sealed and delivered, and we've got a takeover, then it's all irrelevant. You know, when you look back at it, you could say 4 months of a waste of time. For me, I only say 2 months because I stopped believing in the takeover around June, the 1st of June. The minute the first date came out and they said, oh, the takeover's going to happen, I said, if it doesn't go through there and then, I pass Karen. I'll continue to support the club, but I won't have any complaints. I won't put any digs out if there is a statement which has been released this afternoon that the takeover hasn't gone through. And listen, it is what it is. It's the roller coaster of supporting Newcastle United. Yes, we once used to be that club that used to be in the top 6, but that was like 20 years ago. You could even say maybe 15 years ago for getting like Europa League football, and 17 years ago for Champions League, but football's moved on. And yes, we do want to see ambition at the football club, but that's up to the owner if he wants to put the money in. We can protest, but they haven't worked in the past. And I've been brutally honest, we can't do a protest. We're not very good at them because we love the football club. I'll be amazed now at how many people tonight have come out on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, who've said, oh, I'm not going to go to the games next season, but you show your face. Many of those fans will go back. I can guarantee you right now because they love the club too much. And I'm going to be brutal and honest with you right now. At the end of the day, we've got to get behind the club regardless. We're in the Premier League. Yes, we want to see ambition getting into that top 10, that top 6. But you know what? It could be worse. We could be in Wigan's situation. We could be in Sunderland's situation. We could be in a worse off state than we are now. We are a Premier League club looking forward to next season, playing up against the likes of Leeds. You could say, well, they might finish above us, but that's irrelevant until we've seen them play. We're coming up against the likes of Aston Villa, Manchester United, Spurs, Liverpool. Whereas the likes of Sunderland, they're going to Doncaster, Fleetwood, you name it. And at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do about it. It's frustrating, I get it. And it's going to stain this football club for a long time. It's going to score a lot of our fans for a long time. But I think we need to learn to move on. You know, we're a passionate set of supporters. You know, we've been through worse off times than this. We really have. You know, we've had 2 relegations. We've been messed around in the past. Nothing at this football club is plain sailing. We should know that. We had the disappointment last season of the Binzai group. We had it with Peter Kenyon. We've had it with the Mexican owners. We've had it with so many gone by. So what's different now to what's gone before? Yes, you could say that Richard Masters is this, Richard Masters is that. But the Premier League, they've got a duty not to say much. They don't have to say anything because it might be private and confidential to the PIF. Who knows? Nobody knows the insides of anything. You've heard a lot from the media say along the lines of, well, they should say something, or the PIF should say something, Newcastle United should say something. Nobody's really said anything in the process, so I kind of understand to think why it's been so private and why the Premier League would not want to come out and say something. Will the Premier League come out and make a statement? I'd like to think they will in the coming weeks, but we'll wait and see. I wouldn't expect anything less from them if they didn't. The same with Newcastle United. But what I will say, next season, yes, the budget's going to be low. We're going to get about 30 million quid, 35 million quid to get on Callum Wilson or somebody like that. But at least we know where we stand. I'd rather get told now than be told maybe halfway through the season, that's the new season, or even a quarter of the way through, something like that, then be told to then be even worse off than where we are now. At least we know what's going to be the primary target for next season. I know it's mid-table and it's relegation battle. That doesn't fill you with any hope, but at least then you know where we stand as a football club. You have a decision to make whether or not you want to go back and back the lads, or whether you think enough is enough and you want to support from your TV, and that's fine. You have your opinions, and but what I will say is don't judge other Newcastle fans for going back and saying that you're part of the problem, because the person who's saying don't go back, you are the problem, because you're making your comment known that they think you're better than that fan. If that fan wants to go and back the lads, let them do it. If they want to go back from their seat, that's fine, let them do it. But the way I look at it is a sad day, but I think the club's been through worse, and I'm not shocked at this whole news. I'm not shocked at the whole scenario behind it. I know many Newcastle fans are angry right now, but listen, I've seen this coming a mile off. and it was only a matter of time before this news was going to come out. And it is going to take a long time for this to heal. But at the end of the day, we are United. We are Newcastle United fans of this great football club after all. We'll have to bounce back. We'll have to come back stronger. We'll have to reflect. But for me, the way I look at it, it's just time to move on and just wait for the new season to start and hopefully, get behind the lads and hopefully we can get back at the stadiums, because I'll certainly be there. I'll be backing the lads regardless. And people can have their opinion on me. They can call us a hypocrite. You can call us whatever you like. But your opinion does not matter. It's only the opinion of my own in terms of going back to the games. But in terms of your opinion on the takeover, of course, that does count. But when it comes to supporting the team, that's completely up to myself. But I do respect whatever you guys decide to do. But yeah, I'm not going to ramble on anymore. The breaking news is that the takeover's off. Let's just have a few days, have the weekend to reflect on it, take in the emotions of it all, and move on to hopefully whatever's planned for next season, which I'm not expecting too much of. But at least we've got a Premier League club to support, and we've still got an owner there. Albeit he doesn't put the money in, we're still in a healthy situation, I would say. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, please like the video, and put your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Plenty more videos coming your way over the course of the week. And yes, I'll see you all in the next one. Keep it tuned. HOWAY the lads.